in terms of the journey that BV has embarked on in India in the past 2 years, being in this nascent phase of the journey itself, you took the decision to start off something new, something unique, and also in terms of launching something which not too many organizations are doing currently. I'm talking about the Returnship program that you run within the organization. What was your fundamental hypothesis when you decided to launch this program for BB India?
Thank you for having me. I think right now we are facing unprecedented talent wars out there, and a whole talented workforce that we are not tapping into, which is the women who have taken a break from work and are probably looking to get back to work, but they don't have the confidence or the contacts to get back into the industry. And a program like this will help us bring that particular talent back into the workforce. And that is why I think it is absolutely important at this point in time. And this case study would be something that companies can look at and see if they can replicate in their own environments and their own organizations.
What makes this a replicable, scalable, and sustainable program?
So I think, yes, it will work to some extent if there are sponsors and, folks who are able to kind of handhold it and make sure that this is successful. However, for this to scale and sustain, these work best in organizations that have a culture of mentorship, a team-oriented culture. Those are the kind of environments where this particular program will be most successful. But primarily, you need to have the ability to attract the talent, the motivated workforce who's trying to get back, who's always a bit hungry to get back in. Whether they have the skills or not is a different story. Then lean on those mentors and coaches, etc., to kind of help them gain that particular skill sets and confidence necessary to be successful enter the workforce. And more importantly, a recognition program, both for the interns as well as the mentors, etc., to basically keep this and sustain this going forward. So those are the three things that I would think are critical to make this kind of a program scalable and sustainable.
Who inspired you to start this program?
Especially when you're starting a center, we were running helter-skelter. We were always behind on our hiring, and we never had a chance to do anything. And then in walks a candidate, and who was taking a break, incidentally, took a break and wanted to apply for a role. She did not have the skills necessary. And when we expressed that, she completely broke out. And she was like, hey, I've been trying, I'm not getting any roles, etc. And in the moment, it felt like, hey, Kate, would you like to explore this? Or would you like to do an internship for this? And one thing led to another. And then we basically picked it off.
Great, Srini. In terms of your current goals, what would you consider them to be?
Primary goal has always been giving back to a particular candidate. How can we prepare that candidate and give that candidate the skills and confidence to be back in the industry?
Got it. So basically, it's all about the learning journey of the individual and the outcome of them being able to get back into the corporate life, be it with BV or otherwise.
Exactly. And the individual, right? I mean, when people around them have to support them a lot, that's why the foundational aspects are key. Because if you give them to a subject matter expert, that at least the communication should be effective. The person can take 2 days to do a couple of hours of work. Nobody will have a problem with that. But if the person is even unable to understand what needs to be done, then the SMEs will get frustrated. So that is the subtle difference that I'm basically trying to make, is that ensure the right fitment is there from a basics perspective, and then put the patient subject matter experts to push them along. As long as you do that, I think they end up within like a month, 2 months, or latest maximum by 3 months. You're going to start returns. You'll see actual value being added by these interns.
In terms of the risks you have taken as a leader, which one is the most important risk that you took and why?
So the biggest, it's people risks. Everything else is easy. It's the people risks because, as you know, right, every individual that we talk about is very unique, and everybody is a person, and a person, right? And then we look for certain cultures, certain modes, certain traits, but at the end of the day, a person walks into the interview, and you talk to him, and you realize, oh, the person brings this to the table. Maybe not so much of this, and so much of something else. But then being able to make that bet and sometimes walking away from some really solid talent. And sometimes you see it, somebody is not the greatest person that we met so far. He's not super impressive, but you know you have to go get him because that is the person who's probably going to give you the most value and satisfaction at the end of the day. So you're always putting your bets with people, and I think that is the hardest one. Delivery and execution, I mean, what's the worst that's going to happen? Yeah, we miss a delivery. Maybe occasionally we let a bug slip through, but it is the people that we have to stay. And then especially when it's the leadership hires, they then actually influence 10, 20, 30 people. And if you don't make that right bet, you can get into serious trouble, especially in smaller organizations. It's even a bigger challenge.